We'll start tonight's mod collection episode off looking at this absolutely frigid looking SG. It's got the sparkles, it's got the unique pickup combinations, it's got the horns. Advertised by them as the Blue Iceberry, I'd have to agree that's a very decent title for this one. But take a close look, not only is our pickguard painted over in the same color scheme, blue into white, but they additionally painted over the tenon cover. Now this is what impressed me the most, the pickup rings. I don't think we've seen the mod collection do that before. And we didn't even talk about the blue knobs. And then looking at the full body shot, it's almost like, why didn't we just paint over the rosewood fretboard while we were at it? And that's not mocking the headstock by any means either, as they continued on the theme of painting over your plastics with a bursted pattern, and they just straight up bluified our mother of pearl logos, including the crown and the Gibson. I'm curious how that looks in person. Is it too obscured, or does it look pretty sweet? But these guys really did not skimp on this at all. The back also has the bursted pattern, as well as our headstock. And it looks like we could just barely make out the original serial number here, so the only other modification they had to do was add the mod collection decal. Now, I gotta remember, a regular Gibson SG Standard 61, I think they're around $2,000, so it's at least a $1,300 premium, which might seem extreme, but I still see this one selling. In fact, I'm surprised it's still available. That's a lot of fun. But the next one they called the Gloom Racer. It's a Les Paul Studio that utilizes a white and grayish green in order to do this racing stripe running up and down the center, kind of like a multiplied neck as far as a Firebird goes, but not exactly the same because it's just paint. But they've omitted our pickguard and left everything else relatively alone, and it appears to potentially match the back. They blacked out our headstock. Nope, that was just lighting playing tricks on us. That appears to be the grayish green again, but our tuner tips are black. And then, okay, we see that same color again on the complete back. So in case you're not following me here, it's the color of the center stripe that's everywhere else on this guitar. So that means if we click through these photos, we might see an interesting side profile shot. Yeah, here we go. I thought it was gonna look better than that, to be honest. I would say the more creamy colored binding matches better with that particular color. But at least this photo gives us confirmation that yes, it is that same green color being used everywhere. But being 4th of July week, I imagine we saw a lot of sparkly ones to be like fireworks. This is the Root Beer Frost. When I think of that name, I think about a root beer float, so I think we should have a creamy pickguard on here, but it's got a copper vibe with a blacked out plastic and then a red pickguard situation going on. I'd call it the rusty penny. There's 3 different ways they could go here: black headstock, red headstock, copper. It looks like they went for the copper. However, do not discount the fact that we have the black washer with the chrome nut. Playing combinations like that can be lots of fun and add some additional colorations to your guitar. You seldom see Gibson do that stock, but you might check out like the Rose Gold series or the 25/50th anniversary Les Paul. As far as the rest of the Junior, the same pop finish. Next, they had one titled Calypso Burst. That looks like some sort of an Epiphone to me. I swear we've seen one like this. It's an interesting blue into a key lime green, but you do get the black plastics, witch hat knobs to also, I guess, accentuate the colors, you could say. But then we've got a darker blue edge. But any matching headstock this time? Does not appear to be so. The keen-eyed viewers might have noticed the natural neck before we swapped over, but yeah, just appears to be a dark blue back, including our white moto back plates, and then it just looks like they left the finish alone on the neck. That's the bare gloss natural. In a sea full of sparkly finishes, the Marine Mint hits different. I like it. It's nice and flat, reminds me of some of the nice pastel colors from our Easter holiday season, and that creamy colored binding pairs beautifully. If only we could also have matched that along our F-hole. If you come over here, it almost looks like they tried to do something like that, but I think that's just reflections. And then we've paired that with an extra rosy rosewood fretboard, and that nice faded dulled down finish is also present all over the back. This one does not fall into the category of the usual 335s where they leave the necks alone. Everything got some love. Our next one is not called Dark Glam Plum, it's just Glam Plum. This is the Guitar Center exclusive Studio Dark series. The major difference for those is they get the black binding and the black acrylic inlays. And I've got to say that dark magenta color, yeah, that works great on this. But rather than having the black chrome everywhere like you have on the stock, they give you the bejeweled knobs, straight up gold pickup covers, bridge tailpiece, including leaving your pick guard on it. This is a fantastic color change. But being a Studio Dark, there's one more thing I want to check on. Sure enough, they left our white decals alone. And there's something about that paired with our purpley side with the golden tuners. That is one nice looking studio, like maybe too nice for a studio, as it's got the continuation of that same color on the back. And that's interesting. They changed it from burst buckers to 490R, 498T bridge pickups, and they hand-wired the electronics, removing the push-pulls. But that's a $600 premium, but at least they upgraded you to the hardshell case. And hey, we don't see these very often, a 67 Flying V reissue. They called it Palmberry Breeze. Generally speaking, when you see these 67 Vs, it's not uncommon to find a red color. This one just happens to be metallic, so not too different in that aspect. But we've got our little vibrola on there. Doesn't look like they changed too much outside of that from first glance until we get to the full body shot. That's a really nice dark rosewood fretboard, but I'm talking about our matching headstock situation here. And they match the front with the back. And then we had the oddly named Toasty Grape. I mean, I guess I see what they're going for here. It is another very grapey look, but it's very dull, and that's mainly due to the satin finish, but great use of the cream plastics complements our binding, as well as our finish choice in general. But it looks like we're going to have a natural neck with black on the rest. Oh, okay. A little bit more effort was put in than that. You get the matching perimeter burst paint job here, but no shenanigans up here. Ouch, that was a flop of a week. Everything is still available. You guys didn't even need me this time. So that means technically the EU mod collection did better this week, as they were able to sell one, the 70s Explorer in kind of a cringy title. Gen Explorer Satin. I mean, it's kind of a cool watermelon-like Explorer. Lime green satin with that tortoiseshell colored pickguard, white knobs, black hardware, and then they blend that with the zebra bobbin pickup in the bridge, just giving you the double black in the neck. But ooh, looks like maybe, just maybe. Sure enough, kind of a matching headstock. On a lot of these, I think the finish is actually slightly transparent and you're still seeing some of the black peg head veneer cover over that logo. But whoa, nice. I like the back. It reminds me of the Dave Mustaine Alien Tech green finish, or maybe some of the reissue M3s from 2011-ish. Then they also had a Silver Celestial 50 standard. It's beautiful, kind of like a gold top, but this time a platinum top. Interesting choice to use the black knurled knobs, but you could always swap that out. But I think they're trying to pair that with our uncovered pickups. But I do like the fact that we do not have a pickguard on this particular one. So if you wanted to cream it out and just have kind of a historic looking platinum top, you could. But to be fair, with the ebony headstock, it matches with that. That headstock looks really rounded over like some historic. And this silkscreen looks a little bit more blue than usual. But oh, nice. I take back everything I said. This one's actually really cool. Gibson has not done this finish, as far as I can remember right now, since like the early 2000s. They used to have these natural burst SGs, and they're gorgeous because it's just a slightly darker border, a little bit ambered, and then they leave a more slightly natural mahogany color to form your whole burst shapes. I think it is a magnificent, understated finish that should be brought back. So good job on that one, Mod Collection guys. And then, hey, if you want something really out there, here's the Casino Carpet 58 reissue custom shop. I mean, to be fair, it does look like what they're going after. However, it's also like taking a trip to the zoo to see the exotic birds walking around. This would be a great display piece, or for somebody with a very eccentric personality. Like, you can't be playing cowboy chords on this thing. Perhaps bossa nova and jazz would be more appropriate. You tell me what kind of music you would play on this. But the back is jet black. This would have been a great opportunity to make it like brown, splotchy, yucky stains. Like if you were to actually pull up one of those carpets, it'd be fun to have a joke behind that guitar, but hey, you at least get the white back plates for something a little bit different. Maybe even a little bit of golden flake sparkle in there just to match the eccentricness of the top. The USA demo shop must have took the week off because we did not see anything sell and we didn't see anything new. So I thought we would check out the European demo shop. This was one of the more interesting ones. A ES345 in kind of a cool brown sparkly finish, but it's got a P90 dog ear in the neck and a humbucker in the bridge. You certainly don't see that combination every day. We just recently did the Randy Rhodes reissue episode. This isn't exactly the same, but it's a 68 and a heavy antique white. It can't be a Mod Collection episode without giving the lefties a bone. It's a pretty cool white Flying V. I don't think I've seen many of these in the left-handed format. It's over there on sale currently for about 4,800 United States dollars. Another one of those Maui blue 70s style flying Vs, but custom shop. I thought this was the 67. I don't think we've seen that. Hold on. I don't think I've seen these in America yet. It looks like they're starting the prefix 74 for that reissue. They're stamping them made in USA like they would in that era. And then perhaps this is the regular serial number style. I think we need to be on the lookout for those things because that would be really cool. And as far as the UK demo shop, they had one guitar. I don't want to talk about it because I actually have a separate Would You Rock or Not style episode that I wanted to do because a dealer custom ordered 10 guitars in each of the 3 finishes that they designed. And this is one of them, and it's significantly cheaper. So let's just say, if you can actually buy from this mod collection, this is a great deal at their sale price because they're normally $9,000. But in order to differentiate it, they really gave it the big old demo stamp. So go jump on that if you're in London. All right, Troglodytes, I hope you enjoyed this week's recap, and we'll catch you tomorrow on the next one. Take care.